boat tonight, and then I'll make my way up to Gympie the following day, stay there the night, and then just after, the day after that, we'll meet up with Tyler Chubb from Ironbark Outfitters. That's who I'm doing the hunt with. Meeting up with Luke Griffin from Brackenware. So yeah, hunting with Luke, and Tyler's going to be guiding us for the 5 days on the reds. So fingers crossed we can, fingers crossed we see something, hear something. Hopefully they're roaring. Never hunted the reds at all before, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve, and hopefully a lot of exciting moments. We got the esky and the fridge and that in the back as well, so going up with high hopes of coming home with them full of meat, hopefully a set of antlers or something in the back as well. So yeah, plenty of music on the USB, some podcasts to listen to as well to try and kill the time. So yeah, just driving up by myself, and yeah, just try and pass the time as best I can, take it easy, and we'll see you when we get up there. So just got a message from Tyler, just saying, hope you bought either a positive attitude or some good rain gear, because it looks like there's going to be a lot of rain come through, pretty much the majority of the time while we're there, unfortunately. So fingers crossed. It doesn't affect us too much. He said that the rain can suppress the roars from his experience in the past, but in saying that, obviously the rain drops our scent down, can reduce the wind sometimes, will help with that, help with the scent, and help on the ground as well to make it a little bit more quiet for us to walk around. So fingers crossed. We're still going to push pretty hard, try and do our best to get something on the ground. So finally here, first morning, only about 5 o'clock or so. Just geared up, and gonna head up into the hills just up over there. Hopefully we hear something. Pig diggings. Haven't seen any real sign as yet.
A lot of the water holes where there's wallows normally, we haven't seen any fresh wallows or anything. But heard definitely one, maybe two roars this morning. But the that was sort of over the ridge, and the wind wasn't really that great. We didn't want to really take a risk, being that it's the first morning, and sort of push it, bugger it up. So let them settle, and hopefully, we have a little bit more luck, maybe in the afternoon or next couple of days or something. But pretty thick country. This grass is in some spots it's up to my chest, and I'm 6'5", so if you can see something, it's going to be hard to get a longer shot at it, but we'll do our best. Luke went off by himself this morning as well, so I'm not sure if he was able to see anything or hear anything. We're sort of on two separate sides of the main valley, so hopefully we'll catch up with him at camp and see how he went. Sort of thing there, like a plateau. We'll head up over there. That's where Luke saw those two spikers that time, but literally stepped over the gate and took, 10 steps in, and a pig took off. And there's a few pig rootings and stuff around here as well. But yeah, pig took off, and then another one took off with it. So there was two in amongst this stuff, bedded just down. They come through in here, but it didn't stand there long enough for me to. I got an arrow on the string, but it didn't give me time to draw back. It was off. And then once it gets into that thicker stuff there, unfortunately, it's it's pretty hard to find them or get in there close without spooking them. And there was actually another one grunting up over near that other dead tree over there. So I might even have a wander over there just quickly. It's just a ghasty, unfortunately. It'd be nice if it was attached. Not that big. But it's bigger than any red deer I've ever shot, which is none. So I'd be back a nice little find. You may have noticed the Brackenware Bino harness and backpack, which we're doing some R&D testing and so forth for them at the moment. So yeah, keep your eyes and ears open because there might be something coming in the future. But for now, we'll keep pressing on, try and find some pigs, if not some deer. Got up to this ridge. I'll just slowly make my way through here. I think there's a bit of a saddle, plateau bit down below, but I'll just sort of mosey along through here pretty slowly and just have a look. Wind is a bit swirly. It was on my backside before, but yeah, it's a bit all over the shop. Piss and sweat. It's just unbelievable. This humidity is wrecking me. But we've still got to be in it to win it, so we push through. There's definitely a stag up here somewhere. There was quite a few rub trees back there. I found like a big pile of fresh scat. And there was some fresh prints and scuffs sort of following a game trail, probably 20 metres just below me. Down there. But the wind is a little bit all over the shop, so I'm not sure if something was there and then it's taken off because the wind was behind me before, or whether it might have been from this morning. I think, yeah, this shit's pretty fresh though. So I was gonna mosey along the top here. It's a nice clearing. I think Luke spotted the two spikers not far from here, or in this similar area anyway. So we'll just poke along here and yeah, fingers crossed we can see something before it sees us. So heading back day 3. Yeah, so not real productive, and I got a nice 4-point casty, almost drew up on a pig, and not sure if I heard some deer or not, to be honest. There's a lot of cows moving around, but I swear that a couple of them must have been deer. I'm no expert, obviously, but they just were too guttural and too, I don't know, just there's something about them that didn't seem cow-like, but who knows, I could be wrong. So, morning of day 4, just walked down. Everywhere we go, we're just walking straight from our camp, because the hunting is right there. So, yeah, everybody got on their wet clothes again and wet boots. It's a little bit of a break in the weather. It was raining all yesterday afternoon and all last night pretty much. Even this morning when we were getting geared up, it was still raining, but it's stopped now, which is good. But yeah, just a bit of a nuisance. And there's no point putting rain gear on really, even if it's lightweight, because the humidity, you're just going to sweat so much you end up getting just as wet basically. So we just deal with it. But yeah, I'm going to sort of poke up through the main valley, I suppose, and maybe, depending on if I hear anything, go left or right. Just have a bit of a sneak up there. Luke and Tyler have headed up into the back of those hills again, where they almost sort of got onto that one yesterday, and we've heard the roars up there consistently. So hopefully they're able to get onto something. They, for the first night, they were actually roaring a fair bit last night, until all hours. But it's all dead, we haven't heard anything as yet. So yeah, fingers crossed the rain holds off for us, and yeah, we can get onto something. So been out here for about an hour, pretty much an hour exactly. Just made my way up this fence line. Looks nice and grassy, but most of it's up to my chest high, or at least my waist high. But it's starting to thin out a bit now, hopefully. Super thick in the gullies. camp sort of as the crow flies, so it's not that far away. But yeah, right up the top of one of the mountains. But yeah, coming down through here, I noticed that my shoe got caught on something, so I looked down and we might have a bit of a situation. Probably not ideal. I normally carry some electrical tape or even just some like bit of paracord or something like that in my bag. But because I only just received the prototype backpacks when we got to camp, basically, I just thought I'd just try them out for testing purposes. So I transferred most of my stuff across. But yeah, not the electrical tape, no paracord, nothing. So I may have to, I've got my first aid kit in there, but I thought I had some tape in there, but I don't even have any tape in there for some reason. So I might have to cut the old shoelaces, shorten them a little bit just to try and strap it around the front, because yeah, otherwise we might be in a bit of strife. As it was, the shoelace is actually pretty long, so I sort of just jerry-rigged it just to hold that part in for a bit. Hopefully it gets me back to camp. And once we get back to camp, you know what's going in the backpack. I wouldn't mind catching up with the fella that did theirs. Torn up. It's definitely not as good as the rubs that Tyler and Luke saw yesterday. I'll post them up now. So I was just poking along the top of this ridge, just working my way down real slow. Look up in the distance and see a little bit of red. That looks interesting. Pop up with the binoculars and it looks like there's something bedded down. I thought, oh shit, this is really good. And then out of the corner of my nose, I noticed a little bit of a movement, a little bit of a flicker, like an ear. Look across, and they're freaking cows in the thicker grass. How the hell cows are up, or why the hell cows are even up on the top of this friggin' ridge is beyond me when they've got nice grazing paddocks down below. But there's like, I don't know how many there's like at least 7 or 8 of them or something like that. Right where I wanted to plan on walking. Friggin' bastards. It's thick as all buggery to try and skirt around as well. I don't want to spook them and stuff anything else, like anything that's potentially up further. So I might have to try and take a wide berth, which is a pain in the bum, but yeah, I don't want them barreling down the hill. Unbelievable. As it turns out, it didn't last real long anyway. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Hopefully the base of the shoe part is not too bad. I don't go over too much sharp crap. So the saga continues. A little bit of a change of events. After my sole fell off, got that sorted. I heard a roar way back up in the gully again, up in the valley where I'd just sort of come from. It seemed a bit lower though, so I thought, well, what have I got to lose? I got a shoe and a half. So I was making my way through here, trying to keep high out of the lantana and stuff, and just sidle along this way. And I was walking along here, and thought, oh, that hurt a little bit on my foot. I looked down at my other boot, and the sole is gone. I don't know when it come off, but I lost it. Friggin' unbelievable. I only bought them as a backup pair. And I knew that, the soles were a bit ordinary, so I'd stick some liquid nails and stuff in there, like shoe goo sort of stuff. Clearly that didn't work too well, so now I've got 2 soleless boots. So I don't know how far I'm going to walk with them. I don't want to wreck my feet. It's just I've got Nasabo and tomorrow to hunt as well, so yeah, I'll just keep moseying along down here and see how we go. Constant bloody drizzle. The boys come back probably 20 minutes or so after I did. Had a lot more exciting morning than what I did, that's for sure. What happened this morning, Luke?
Some deer, got some scares with some arrows, and some twigs got in the way.
Unfortunately.
So be it.
Yeah, had a couple of close encounters. What, the first one was like 45 metres?
48.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very small shooting window, and couldn't really see what was between me and it past the shooting window, and yeah, hit a twig branch and deflected off and lost that arrow. And then the second one was about half an hour later or so. We roared in, and he came tearing in a hell of a hurry, and was just hurry up and try and take a shot when he was at. Well, we first spotted him about 30 and closing very quickly, and dropped. I was like on my knee and realised there's a little bush in between us, and same thing, another little deflection. But yeah,
Oh.
seeing him,
Yep.
hearing him,
Getting arrows at them.
hearing him a bit more.
Yeah, it's still pretty quiet. Still very, very quiet. But
Very wet.
yes, yeah, extremely wet. Hence why all that stuff's hanging up here.
We sort of soft and shit.
But we got another day and a half, so we'll keep on battling on. Fingers crossed for some better luck. So this is the last morning. We just split up this morning. This is first little section, and then we'll meet up the top on one of the ridges. Sort of work our way around, but the rain was eased now, but it's just been relentless. It pissed rain all last night. It just didn't stop. So everything's saturated. Doesn't matter whether you got rain gear on or what. It's just you just get wet. The humidity is still really out of control. So yeah, everything's either if it's not rain wet, it's sweat wet. It's just how it is. But yeah, we'll head up into these top of these hills this morning and see how we go. Fingers crossed some of those stags are still hanging around. That's all we can do. I was meant to go through the first gate and then follow the fence line up, which I did. But it started to look a little bit unfamiliar. It's like, I don't think we walked this way on the first day. I'm not lost, necessarily. I'm just not where I'm meant to be, in the wrong friggin' spot. I'm stuffed if I know. Well, I don't really know exactly where I am, but I don't know how I get to where I should be either. So, try and duck out of this, get up onto this ridge here and see if I can recognise what the hell's going on.
Here he comes. The lost hunter. What happened, Scotty?
Went through the first gate and then straight up.
Yeah.
Sort of following a game trail. I see the fence going up on the ridge. And then lost sight of the fence. So I was like, pretty sure it's this way still. I'm sure. So I cut up, found the fence, followed the fence. And I'm going through up and down gullies and shit. Followed out to the far the next gully. And then there's a creek that runs down the bottom. You went down that down.
You're on that side of the fence.
Yeah, well, it was on this side the fence was on my right.
Yeah. You should just follow there.
And it kept sort of going the other way. I don't know. Put in over 11 kilometres daily in those hills. and I literally walked until the soles of my boots fell off.
This rain hasn't let up. Managed to find Luke's arrow that he had the first shot at the start, which is buried in here. He was down over there.
While it didn't all go to plan for us with unseasonably warm weather, the humidity was just crazy. I don't think I've sweated so much in my life. Plus the consistent rain that we had every day pretty much, we were just saturated to the bone. But needless to say, we still pushed hard. We hunted our backsides off for the 5 days and loved every minute of it. Heading back to camp that last afternoon, we were absolutely saturated. Our feet were sore, bodies were aching, but we were loving it. We loved every minute of it. And you sort of reflect the last 5 days that we'd spent, hunting in the mountains. We'd pushed as hard as we could push, walked a lot of kilometres. We saw some stunning scenery. It was just amazing up there. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't all go to plan. So, we had some great laughs around camp, forged some amazing friendships, and we want to do it all again. She just left us with that thirst to do it all again. So, yep, the ball's already in motion to try and plan for next year. We have some redemption up on those hills, and well, hopefully everything falls into place and we can get back and do it again soon. So until next time, catch you later.